Hey guys, weather expert here, bringing you guys an awesome video on the weather update, a tropical update on the latest on Hurricane Joaquin. It is weakened to a Category 3 hurricane. It is still a dangerous hurricane and now is finally making that eastward turn and will likely go out to sea. But before we say that, what do you know what island is out in the Atlantic? Bermuda. That's what we're gonna be worrying about. It's not gonna be a US landfall, but Bermuda's gonna be worrying about this thing because as soon as this thing launches east, it's gonna launch east and the GFS has a pretty chilling kind of image for Bermuda. It has a 949 millibar low, no, 949 millibar hurricane, which might seem unlikely. The way it looks right now, and when it interacts with the trough, it's likely going to look a lot different. But Bermuda should be watching the system very closely because it most likely will pass the west. But GFS is starting to trend a little more eastward to that and trying to get into the Bermuda. So yeah, the trough is starting to pick up the storm and it's starting to move east. You can see that in the microwave imagery, which I'm going to show you right now. Here's a GIF of it, and you guys can see that it's been moving north very slowly, been pounding the Bahamas with Category 3, 4 winds over Long Island, and you guys can see that very apparent northeast turn, and now and this most likely this this won't hit the U.S. I'm just gonna say that this won't hit the U.S. with this northeast turn, and now the trough is becoming positively tilted and starting to shear the system a little bit. So it's now looking a little. Now that's why it looks a little less organized. So it could be a weak Category 3 or strong Category 2 by the next advisory. But nonetheless, we're gonna see some impacts. We're gonna see some choppy seas, not just with the storms coming off the coast, but with this. It could be with some tide cycles. Mean some nasty tide cycles for the Northeast. But just stay tuned. Just stay tuned to my Twitter page for the latest updates on this. And Bermuda, if you live in Bermuda and you're following me, then just pay attention to the storm very closely because I remember Gonzalo. It was a different track, but I don't want another storm coming into Bermuda at that kind of angle. I just don't want to see the. I just don't want Joaquin to hit anything except. We know how hard it hit the Bahamas, how hard is it going to hit the Bermuda. Even though it's going to be weaker, it's still going to be bigger probably, and it's going to be really mean if it gets to Bermuda. So let's hope it tracks off to the west. And let's go off to the, what else is, besides Joaquin, are we watching? Well, we're watching two areas of interest as soon as this loads. We're watching a system to the east of Joaquin. We're watching the remnants of Ida. It has a it has a 60% chance of tropical cyclone formation in the next 48 hours, and it's 60%. So the chances have lowered just because wind shear is starting to increase. Most likely it'll continue to go down. I don't expect any significant development. This might be breaking down the ridge a little bit, this is really saving our butts, guys. Now with the slow speed, the breaking of the ridge will allow an out to sea track with Joaquin, and this thing just saved us. Oh my gosh, this could have been a really bad disaster if it went any, and then we have another if it went into the North Carolina coast. This would be devastating with 24 inches of rain expected with Joaquin. What happens if it just goes right in? It could be 30 inches, but that's not going to happen. It's going to be 15 to 20 inches probably. So of course we're watching. Even though it's October, we still can get a few more Cape Verde storms. And there's another area of interest that I'm going to be showing on the models right here. And this is an awesome site. It's really nice graphics, really nice organized. Even though it initializes only at the U. The 00Z and the 12Z run. It's still a really useful tool during that times, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna look at the GFS. So we're gonna go to the 850 millibar. So we're gonna go here, and here is Joaquin starting to go up to sea. Bermuda is where is it? I can't find Bermuda. Bermuda's right here. It's actually pretty close to Bermuda. It's a little bit closer It's about the same distance in the next run. So if you live in Bermuda, just continue to monitor this. We go out to day 4. We go out to day 4. We can see that it takes it out to sea, and really doesn't really affect anyone except for maybe England. My brother's in England, so I might have to worry about Joaquin and how much impact. And then we have our African storm starting to develop. GFS kind of strengthens it as soon as it gets out there. So we've seen storms that can launch off out here before in the past. So really, just monitor system. Most likely it'll go out to sea with the pattern we are right now. You can see the Bermuda high is taking it around like a classic recurve track. But you just never know, guys. And if we go to the UK Met is one of my favorite models of track. GFS, CMC, and UK Met are my favorite models. So let's do day 2 because I like looking at day 2. All right, so here's Bermuda's over here, right here. The island's like right there. You can't really see it though. But you guys can see that it passes it even further west and not even impacting the east coast with direct impacts, of course. So we got it to day 4. And the thing I like about this is it shows the marks of the center. So it takes it out to sea, kind of produces some pretty choppy waves, But really, that's really it. It just takes it out to sea, and then we look at the other models. Some of these models are really unreliable. Like the Nav Gem is kind of a now taking out to sea. European, man, I've got to give credit to European. I am really impressed on how it nailed its forecast when it was one of the most complicated forecasts I've ever seen. Really, except for Erica. Erica was really challenging. We got to day 3, takes it a little bit further west than previous runs, but still takes it for just a not too bad. Takes it to the west of Bermuda. Just pay attention. Probably some choppy tropical storm conditions. Probably are likely in Bermuda. Takes our next system and starts developing it. Not really strong though. It doesn't really develop it. Keeps it as an open wave. So if you live in the Lesser Antilles, just monitor this system. It's October. Most likely these storms will develop. And as soon as we get to the October, we're watching the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. Caribbean's been dead for the whole entire season. I think that's likely to continue with a strong shear. This is typical El Nino pattern. But of course, you can get some pretty strong and horrific hurricanes, like the Bermuda, like the Bahamas with Joaquin. Our hearts go out to them. It was a really bad situation there of it stalling. It's like a Wilma, but it's a Category 4, only Category 4. But this is the Bahamas. This is happened. It's not happened in 149 years. October storm like this coming into Bahamas. But yeah, guys, that's really gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video update. I'll be posting another one tomorrow. Yeah, guys, see you next video. Peace out, y'all.